Get ready to level your shit up with the LFG Show. We travel the globe to bring you heavy hitters from all walks of life. We've been talking some serious business, from the best digital marketers, government contracting experts, to top athletic and celebrity doctors. We've got it all covered. We're talking to guys who've cashed in for billions with a B. And the best thing is, we're just getting started. So hold on tight. We're about to crank it up a notch. Get ready for next level networking and masterminds within the LFG community. Scared money don't make no money or honey. Hit the subscribe button, drop a like, leave a comment, and let's fucking go. Guys, we're at the SBC Summit. Don't ask me what it stands for. I think it stands for Sports and Betting Conference. That makes sense. I'm with Blake Toves. He came all the way here from Medellín.
There's a new endeavor called Roofs in the Box. It's just, man, from day one, it's taken off.
When I first started getting into the roofing industry, what was happening was my fixed costs were always there. And so for me, I was looking at how can we kind of, one, save on these costs, and then two, how do I not lay people off during down times? But also maybe even the ability to pocket more money during the slow season or even the peak season. Since we've done this before, like with our lead gen companies where we have virtual staffing and from Argentina or Colombia, I'm like, why don't we do the same thing in the construction business? Now, once we figured it out, so we reduced their fixed cost by 70%. And so now during the downtime, they have real seasoned veteran type of players. But during the uptime, they pocket 70% of their operational costs are now going back in their pocket. And then when it's time to scale, they have the back end prepared, already ready to go to help them like lift off. Depending on what state you're in, you're averaging about 12.5% on what you pay out on taxes, insurance, all the different insurances that you have to pay out, right? So yeah, you don't have to pay out unemployment. You don't have to pay out FICA insurance, Medicare, Social Security, the things that business owners have to eat.
Roofs in the Box is not just limited to roofing or home improvement companies.
You can use it for any services, right? You can use it for IT. We use them internally for data sales, for hygiene, for analytics. It doesn't even matter what the vertical is.
It's like business in the box at the end of the day.
Pretty much, yeah.
We've been talking for a bit.
Yeah.
I heard about you at Puerto Rico Con through a buddy of ours, Tom Below. Shout out Tom. He's like, I gotta meet you, and boom, we meet in Fort Lauderdale. How you doing, man? How you liking the show?
Hey, I'm loving it because you come out here. It's actually one of the smaller sports betting conferences I've been to. In America, it's emerging. In Europe, there's one about 5 times the size of this, just because they're way ahead, like multiple years ahead. But that means it's a big opportunity here in the United States, especially out here in Miami with all the people, all the flex offenders, all the balcony boys, all the creators that are making money in this industry. So we can talk about that too if you want.
Yeah, let's definitely talk about that. Listen, I have a domain called the Degen economy, degenerate economy. We're not doing shit with it, but we will be doing shit. I'm a firm believer that it's a vice. It's a vice. We went just one by Pornhub stuff over our traffic junkie, right? Everyone goes to that site. They say, I believe they're fucking right. Honestly, 90-something% or whatever the hell visits that site. So the bottom line is that, bro, it is what it is. People are human. They bet. They bang, they do all this kind of stuff. So what's your belief on that, or your thought opinion on that, and what do you think the growth opportunity is in all of the stuff?
Well, there's this little meme, and you got the Jedi, super smart, 1,000 IQ, and you got the caveman. I think you could take both approaches in this game. You got like the Degens, let's go gambling, and they'll stream. Creators will stream. They will have thousands of people watching them who will be betting alongside them. That's where this whole ecosystem's going. I just got done talking to a company. They're going to have a technology that allows the viewers to bet alongside the content creators.
Oh, wow.
Okay? So they're on a blackjack hand. If the creator doubles down, everybody else is doubling down. Okay? So you can go super degen on that. And then there are the gurus, the guys who, like in the stock market industry, are giving out great tips. You see them on ESPN now, these folks who have an opinion about sports. But there's everyday creators that are forming an opinion, and then they're giving their insight on which game could be a good one to bet on. And guess what? They're selling that advice in the form of packages. I have data, because from the companies I've worked with, that there are people spending $100,000 a year on sports betting advice.
Wow.
And so it could be a full-time income. There's companies that are making $500,000, $1 million a month selling their sports betting advice, and they're just out here one-man shows, not even with the VA. They're going live, they're posting up their slips, and everybody is perceiving them as more of an expert. So you got the Degen entertainers and you got the experts and everything in between. It's the perfect storm. Really, anybody can get into it. If you're not an expert in sports, I mean, it could probably be a Degen find a company out here, and they'll give you some funds to work with, and you could just be at the blackjack table. As long as you can drive traffic, you'll get paid every time an individual makes a first-time deposit. And then in perpetuity, some of these companies will pay you a rev share of the net gaming revenue, which are the losses usually. It could be 30%, 40%, and the amount of incentive has actually gone down over the last year, 2 years. In America, you used to be able to push sports betting signups and get paid $400, $500 per new signup as a deposit, but now that rate is around 150, 200. It's gone down significantly. So I'm really bullish on the industry. My team has been working in it, working with these creators from a sales capacity, and we're out here now. Next year, this place could be, honestly, double the size. It's just, if you look at the CAGR growth of sports betting alone, and new companies are popping up. The thing about it, 2018 happened. In the United States, they legalized sports betting. Not just that, it just let everybody in the VC world greenlit them to start investing. If you look at all of the deposits of 10 million, 50 million, 60 million into these different fantasy and sports betting companies, you just look at the activity, the investor activity. That should tell you everything you need to know about where this industry is going. And that money has to be spent somehow. It got to be spent on the creators. It's got to be spent on all the different affiliates that could be running advertising campaigns. There are people here who drive 100,000 new first-time deposits every single month, and they get paid anywhere between $100, $200 per deposit.
Is there a residual component to that too in some of these cases?
There is. Some of these companies, though, they don't allow for that, especially the more established ones.
I heard you can do that overseas, though. Some overseas markets there is, but not the U.S., right? Sorry.
Yep. And, there's a lot of regulation. About half the presentations here, because there are some around here, are around regulation. And the overarching message is, guys, let's behave ourselves while the party's still going. And if we do so long enough, we can all make a bunch of money. But if we are too aggressive, then we might just ruin the situation that we're all in. And that's just one of the number one takeaways. Like putting higher age restrictions on the platforms. Imagine before, like in the porn industry in Texas, there is a specific sites, I don't know of any because I don't visit them, but they have like these ID verifications. I think OnlyFans may have this as well. You have to verify that you are in fact over the age of 18 or 21. Now imagine that type of regulation was brought to the sports betting industry, okay? Or a casino site, or even like accessing a site, not playing, but just accessing the site alone, you need to verify your identity. That's the type of sweeping regulation that could happen, that could mess up everybody's profit wet dream. And that's just the stuff that they talk about here at these events. So that's why it's best to stay informed and go to these events, because you can not be blindsided whenever you're running a campaign, spending lots of money per day. So
yeah, no, I love it. And I saw the agenda and I got here a little bit late, but anytime an industry is booming like this, it's kind of like Wild West, right? So you got to get ahead of it and regulations will come. Where would you say we are in terms of, if there were 9 innings to this creator economy, sports betting, this casino world, what inning do you think we're in right now?
2020 was the beginning. People want to give a year to it. 2019, 2020 was really the beginning. Was when you started seeing people selling their picks, making crazy amounts of money. I think we're in the 3rd inning of it. 3rd, 4th inning. And it is going to depend on a lot of what happens with video games, I feel. Because a lot of the spenders are the 18, the 30-year-old bracket. They're the ones that are responding most to the advertising. And what they consume and how the culture has shifted within that demographic, that should give you awareness of where this industry is going. Speaking broadly, the game Grand Theft Auto, like Vice City, the newest Grand Theft Auto that takes place in a Miami simulated environment, they're expecting 5 million users. Why that's relevant, 5 million users day one. Why that's relevant is because there's going to be gambling aspects I believe, word on the street, is gambling aspects to that.
I heard about that too, yeah.
And so when you have such, like, all that embedded in somebody's day-to-day life, it's not like somebody just stops gambling. People can stop trading, but they don't necessarily stop gambling.
Yeah.
And if there's more things for them to gamble on, there's more opportunities, then it's just going to be, most companies that we see at this event, I mean, they're going to experience record growth because of the tide, not because of their individual marketing efforts, but the tide is raising all ships.
Yeah. I love that. So 2 more questions, right? And this is great. This has been great insight. Can you explain, because our audience, a lot of internet marketers, there's a whole wide array. What exactly is, when you talk about the creator economy, what is the definition of the creator economy?
You pay creators if you want a small CAC, okay? If you really like small CAC, you pay these creators. Gary Vee said it. Influencer spend is one of the most profitable, but not as many people are getting the same deals they got, 4 years ago, 5 years ago. So it's evolving, it's changing. And so creators have to be innovative with how they make their money. And many will go through phases of selling themselves out and then regaining trust again and then selling themselves out again. So, because whenever you sell yourself out, if you try to sell something else to the people that you've been selling to, you're like the cost could go up. Like if a brand has been spending money with you for years, they could just decide not to work with you anymore because they're not getting the same results. It's costing them way more now. And I think more brand integrations are, and what that looks like is a YouTuber would have a brand inside of their YouTube video, but not just there. We all seen that where they're sponsored in the middle of a YouTube video. But brands will actually go as far as using the creator's Instagram account, hooking it up to their ad account and running ads through that influencer's account because it decreases, someone told me this, their CPA, cost per acquisition, by 20% by just that simple difference alone of running it through the influencer's account versus one that they just made. Yeah. So that alone cuts costs on a CPA. Because a lot of the internet marketers that be watching this are like, okay, how do I use these influencers to get more traffic? Don't pay them for promotion. Ask them how that you can integrate your product with them, use their profile, attach to it existing, like media buying assets, whether it's running ads from their YouTube channel even, and having YouTube in-stream ads, running ads from their TikTok. Find a way to, just get their little partner ID integrated within your business manager. And, for the media buyers that have done this, I mean, they could probably confirm in the comment section. And then a lot of underutilized email lists too. Because the company that I actually came here to do business with, WAP, they have about 100 million a month worth of customers processing on their platform. Thousands of creators. But if I look through, all these creators are, I'd say 1% of them, less than 1% are actually utilizing the email list at all. They're not even emailing people. So you as an affiliate could come through and work with these creators and try to utilize every single avenue you can. Yeah. Just completely take over their list and understand how this list was created and how they need to be talked to. And you'll thrive with using creators and influencers.
Yeah, I love that. That's relevant to what we do with data monetization, squeeze as much juice as possible. The last question I have for you, again, a lot of internet marketers, affiliates watching our channel here. If they're involved in traditional e-com or lead gen, how would you recommend they get into this space? Like where do they start?
Yeah, so there are networks of influencers. There's influencer networks, marketplaces where you can buy them, buy spots, you can experiment, okay? Before you spend any money though, it's worth looking at your competitors and just asking yourself, okay, of the content I'm seeing on their ads, what percentage of them are using influencers? I know of this brand that last time I talked to them, they're doing $200K a month in spend in immigration law. And they have a Mexican influencer, a famous Mexican singer, she's multi-skilled. and they just partnered with her. And all this influencer is doing is getting on a live stream with the main business owner or the main owner of this law firm, and then they're just reusing that content. And like they could just do it as a one-off. You don't have to keep paying these influencers like time and time again. You just need one asset that you can reuse again and again in your campaigns. So, and how you find out if they're hot or not? Well, oftentimes the metrics tools that are available won't give you the full story. You have to, I like to look at their reels and see the types of views that they're getting on their reels on their Instagram. And then that usually tells a pretty decent story. And I just ask them directly if their followers are fake or not. Probably not any unique advice that I just gave, but it's just pretty.
It's good to know, bro. This was great. I'm about to put a bet on the Knicks game. You got me motivated, guys. If you want to learn more about
parlay,
yes,
okay.
That's the move. All right. Huck, we're gonna put your information here. What's the best way people get in touch? Because at the end of the day, if you want to jump into something new, you got to know who the fuck the experts are, what they're doing. It'll help collapse time frames. So what's the best way for people to get in touch with you that want to get involved and learn more about this space?
Yeah, they can follow me at Blake Toves and send me a DM. I follow back usually most people that don't look like weirdos or anonymous. So if you got a legit account, follow me, and then we can have a chat, have a conversation.
Boom, I love it, man. Degen economy, third inning, we're going strong. Let's go place a fucking bet. Let's fucking go. Good shit, man. That was good. Thank you. We should do a podcast or something, like a real one.